Hi, y'all. Welcome to Spirit Mail. I'm Cheryl, and this is Daily Mail episode 71. I want to talk about giving our power away and sometimes how the universe really does rescue us, or maybe Western Union rescues us. In the spiritual community, there are some people out there who, and they may believe that they are really the only people that can help you, but they will have us convinced that they're the only people that can help us, and that for $700 or this amount of money, they can go ahead and spiritually take care of blah, blah, blah. And I'm not just talking about something that I hear about. It happened to me. So whenever I was it's probably been about 3 years ago, or maybe a little longer than that. But I was in a relationship. This was all about love. There's two things that people really, really want in life. They want love and they want money. And there are people out there who can exploit that desire in all of us. I was in an on again, off again relationship with this guy. I was not at a very good place. I was closing a business. It was just a real low point in my life. It was really a bad time, and I was on again, off again with this guy. And I don't remember exactly what was going on at that particular moment within the relationship, but I do recall that I was out and about. I was in my car, and there was just this dying question I just needed to know the answer to. And I recall calling a psychic, I Googled for a local psychic or somebody that I could go see to find out an answer. And I'm from a small community, and even though I was out of town, I thought maybe, because that town was a little bit bigger, that they would have somebody, but the numbers that came up were all 800 numbers. Anyway, I called one of the numbers. I gave her my credit card, and she did a reading, and she was telling me that there was this serious oppression over me, that somebody was literally trying to keep us apart. And it all pretty much made sense to me, because the reason that we were on again, off again was because there was another woman involved, right? So she said that she could remove the oppression, that she would build an altar, all this other stuff that she was going to do. And it was only going to cost like $780, and it might have been even more than that. I don't remember. But anyway, so I got the information. How do I send the money to you? Because that was more than what was like on your bank cards. Usually, whatever you have in your bank, there's a daily limit. You can't spend more than that unless you have your bank release that amount. Anyway, but I did have the cash on me. So I went down to the Walmart, and I'm not laughing at anybody who's been in this situation. I'm just kind of laughing at myself, being determined to make this go away, because, I felt like this relationship was probably something that I should really consider, or that I've thought that I needed to whatever. I wanted this relationship. So I went down to the Walmart, and I tried to Western Union this person money, and Western Union would not let me do it. And as I got very frustrated with the people, and whenever I left there, I cried, because I really wanted a resolution, and I felt like this was going to be a way that I could make that happen, or that she could help make that happen. But now, as time has moved forward, and I've gotten more awake, maybe, and I'm not in that vulnerable place anymore, guys, I see more and more people that it's like we think that somebody has some kind of power over us, or that somebody outside of us can do something to make all that go away. And I was there, right? I was there. I was trying to send these people money. And I went out to the car and I called her and I said, I can't. They're not letting me send it. And she says, well, go back and tell them I'm your relative. So I went back in and I tried again, and they still would not let me send it. Probably because I had just tried to send it. But anyway, so I look at things like, and I get people who, for personal readings, sometimes in the comments, or if somebody's calling me for a personal reading, sometimes people are really concerned about the power that other people have over them. Sometimes they're worried about the magic spells that other people can put on them, or the oppressive energies that people can oppress us with, right? So here's the deal. Sometimes maybe that's true, that people can try to put an oppressive energy on us. However, I am a firm believer, and guys, this is me believing it. I'm not an expert. I just feel like I have to say that all the time. I am not a guru. Don't let me be the one who tells you how it's this, or this. But for me, I don't believe that anybody can do that without our permission. And let me explain what I mean when I say that. Back then, that day, I could have been very convinced. I was very convinced that somebody was doing some kind of magic over this situation because of what was going on in the whole relationship. So, and I was at a very low place, so it was very easy for somebody to tell me that indeed this is happening, and indeed I can help you. I can build this altar and whatever else she said. But now, with my vibration being higher and feeling coming from a stronger place spiritually, I think, wow, thank God for Western Union, because I don't think without my permission, that's not even possible. Like, somebody can try to put spells on me all day long. I truly do not think that they have the authority to put that on me unless I actually give it to them, or unwittingly give it to them. I believe that we have some responsibilities, just like brushing our teeth. We need to do some spiritual cleansing and be responsible for our protection. And I don't have big, huge, elaborate protection ceremonies. Sometimes I'll just zip myself up and that's enough. But the main thing is that I believe that I am protected. I believe that my guides and my angels, the Holy Spirit, and I believe that I am protected wherever I go. That our Creator would not allow me, and not just me, any of us, that my Creator would not allow me to be in a situation, to get in a situation where something like that could take place. So if somebody's trying to get money from you, telling you that they're the only person who could possibly remove this spell, or if you feel like somebody has some kind of hold on you energetically, I think that if you don't feel like you can release it, I think that you could get with somebody, maybe get a reading and ask Spirit, what can you focus on to release it, or something like that. But to do these extravagant ceremonies that cost $700, $800, $1,000, guys, I don't think that is my heart, where I am now, would say that is not something that's going to benefit you. I hope I'm making it clear what I'm trying to say. Basically, you have you have the power, and if we really feel like somebody's doing something to us, I feel like the first thing we need to do is try to go within and ask Spirit to show us what can we do to maneuver around that energy or to reject that spell or whatever. But again, I don't think somebody vibrating on a lower level can cast a spell up at you if your energy is where in a place where you're in flow, where you're working with Spirit in tandem all the time, and you're now don't get me wrong, we all get blocked every now and then, but whenever we're working in tandem with Spirit and we really have that trust and that belief that we're protected in whatever we're doing, I don't think somebody can cast a spell up there like that at you. Just my opinion. I know that some people have said that, hey, somebody's got a hold on me, and I think that's possible when we give them permission to do that. So, but be discerning whenever somebody asks you for more money. Like if somebody called me for a reading, I'm just going to give you an example. If somebody called me for a reading and I did a reading for them, and then I said, you know what, it's like this, you're not going to get rid of this unless we do this, this, and that. I think that would be very disingenuous of me, because I feel like in the reading, it would be my responsibility to ask Spirit, what are you supposed to do about it? Because really and truly, you're the one that needs to do the work. We're the ones that need to do the work. It was about me that time. It was about me suffering through whatever I need to suffer through long enough for me to finally wake up and say, okay, God, show me. Show me what I need to do. And what I need to do was get away from the relationship, period. Because I was devaluing myself by going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It was a huge devaluation of myself in that situation. Okay, so I'm going to ask Spirit, what's the PS? What could I have said better? What might I have forgotten to say? Or is there just a little extra something that needs to be said? I thank you for clear and concise messages. I thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And I thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. God, guides, angels, archangels, and Holy Spirit, show us, please, what is the PS as it relates to giving our power away. It doesn't just happen in the spiritual community, y'all. It happens in all kinds of industries everywhere. Look, so you're the magician. We're all the magicians. And if we're operating in a lower vibration, it's almost like we're inviting that into our space. So part of our spiritual hygiene is to really keep our vibrations high. Now let me say this again. We are human, and we are not going to be in flow, on top of our game 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? We're going to have bad days. Yesterday, I got a phone call about my car. There's that car saga again, and it was not good news. And I hung up the phone and I cried like a baby. And then I was like, okay, Cheryl, you cannot lose a whole day over this. You've got to trust Spirit. So I went back, not on the phone or anything, but I went back to my little meditation place, and I said, okay, God, you have to help me release this energy, because I can't fix it. I can't change it. I can't control it. Only you know what can be done. And me worrying about it, I know worrying about it and feeling bad about it is not going to do a doggone thing to move it forward. So I had to remember that I'm the magician. If I dwell on it and worry about it and all that stuff, when there's none of that worry is going to change anything, it wasn't going to benefit me. But I had a little bad moment there. So, but I took responsibility for my thoughts. Yeah, we're the magician. Now, and I've had days when it's been all day long, all day long, uh, or maybe 2 or 3 days at a time. But when we live there, when we unpack our suitcase and stay there for a very, very long time, we lower our energy, and we allow other magicians vibrating at that same place to take control of us or to grab some of our power. So, go through what you have to go through, but don't unpack and stay there. Be responsible for who we are. Let's be responsible for who we are and our hygiene, our spiritual hygiene. Look, this is, I feel like Spirit's saying, guys, this is the truth, and this is your truth. You have power over you have the authority over your being, over, like, you are your own universe, and you are the one in charge. You are the emperor of your kingdom, this kingdom right here. So, and this is your truth. Look at that growth right there. As we grow and as we learn more, and we can take responsibility for our feelings, for our actions, for all that stuff, we continue to grow forward in our truth, and we continue to grow forward in our power. Educate ourselves. And whenever I say that, I don't mean you have to study about spirituality for years and years and years, but educate yourself about what works for you to stay spiritually protected, to stay feeling spiritually protected and in connection with your guides and your angels. And then there's the judgment, right? Whenever we allow ourselves to operate in these lower, and I'm doing this like all magicians are lower vibrational. No, that's not what I'm saying. But when we allow ourselves to operate in lower energies, we're not calling ourselves worthy of better, right? We're mulling around in that energy, thinking that that's what life has for us, and that somebody outside of us is going to be able to fix it or change it. But this is where I feel like Spirit's saying, judge yourself worthy of a rebirth. Judge yourself worthy of finding your value. Judge yourself worthy of understanding your authority in your own life. Because let me tell you, I've had this conversation before, and I'm going to cut it off at this. Whenever I started down this spiritual journey, and I was talking to my sister about it, and she said, Cheryl, I feel like you're some lost little girl, and you're just out there looking for answers that you're never going to find. And I said, no, I don't feel like a lost little girl. I feel like a little girl at Disney World with her daddy, and he's not going to let me get on a ride that's not good for me. So I feel like in just like with that whole situation, he didn't let me get on that ride. He had Western Union interrupt that transfer. So yeah, it's like, I don't, even though I was at a real bad place, there was an intervention there, and I'm so very grateful for it. And things like that, I think, help to build our confidence in the fact that the universe truly does have our back. God, our angels, our archangels, the Holy Spirit, our higher self, guys, they have our back. They are here to work with us and to move us forward. So judge yourself worthy. Be the magician in your own life. You take authority to where those types of energies can't even come in your playground. They're not even allowed. Yes, they exist. Yes, they're out there. But they don't have to be allowed in your playground. Not at all. That's your truth. And in that truth, we can grow. We can all grow together and stand stronger in our power. I love you guys so very, very much. And y'all go out and have a super duper day. Bye.